a good relationship is okay. Having a lovely relationship, now that's living. Join us for Keep Love Lovely, the relationship show. Your hosts, LA and Terry Walker. This zany, fun, romantic, and often surprising couple of 26 years talk about any and everything. Everything.
It takes a great deal to have a long-lasting, fun relationship. Sometimes life is a struggle. Things come out of the blue and shake the foundation of your relationship. As we learned from Martin Cooper, known as CoCo Montrese, and his husband Alfonzo Hestle, as they look back on the night at Orlando's Pulse nightclub where 49 people lost their lives.
I was there earlier that year performing there. So, there was a lot of friends. Actually, I was there a week before it happened. I was there in Orlando during the big Gay Days event. So a lot, and I actually got to see a lot of my friends who are now not with us. It just really, really hit home. It really hit home and says that, I mean, my biggest fear, was a lot, people didn't understand. We were watching it, and I think we had this conversation before, and I'm watching the news and I'm watching them talk about this stuff and things that happened.
That night we was watching a show, and they cut in because it was later there, but it was like 11 o'clock here.
Okay.
We was watching the show and they cut in, and we kept emotional. They cut in, and we kind of looked at each other and went, "What's going on?" And we kind of just like froze. Everything just like stood still, and we were just watching what was happening, developing. So, I mean, our hearts was heavy that night.
Oh, I'm sure.
It was, so I think we finally went to bed around 3:30, 4 o'clock. And we were just laying there in each other's arms and just talking about it, about the people, about our experiences, about the love. And it was very emotional that night. Very emotional.
Yeah.
Like, and you can't, and today, you cannot get emotional if you lived in Orlando, if you have someone that that is part of the community, because it could happen anywhere.
I mean, I was even on the phone, as things unfold, I was making phone calls. I was talking to friends that were talking to people that were in there while it was going on. And they were giving me a play-by-play of, I'm like, well, how are you guys getting out? Are they getting out? Are they going to be able to get out? And so it's just, as it goes on, you're terrified because you're going, God, this situation, this can't be happening. And when you've been in that place where it's happening right now.
It's so surreal.
It is. You've been in that dressing room where your friends right now at that moment are trapped, waiting. And it's like, how are they getting out? They need to get this, the air conditioning unit out so they could crawl out. And you're saying to yourself, I know where that air conditioning unit is. My friends are stuck in this building and this is going on. It's terrifying. Wow. It's terrifying. And then what goes through your mind, and a lot of people don't realize is, I'm the type of person, I want to know. I'm saying to myself, what did we as a community in the world do wrong that we allowed someone to think in their mind that it's okay? It's the stuff that we portray on TV. It's the stuff that we put out that make rhetoric. People, the constant rhetoric that make people think that it's okay to discriminate against a certain group of people, or it's okay to be this, to think that you're superior to someone else. It's okay to feel that you have a right in anyone's name to try to take someone else's life. There's a problem with that. There's a problem with that, and I think we have to hold ourselves accountable to a certain extent of what we're allowing people to hear. And that just goes from us on a daily basis from what we can do. We can't do it on a larger scale. Right. We have to be accepting ourselves. It goes back to religion. I may be Christian. This person may be Buddhist. There's nothing wrong with that. Right. That's okay. that's the higher power they need to serve to better their life and make them feel better. Maybe I should try to get an understanding for what they're doing. Not to convert myself into it, but to understand that. But not to shun the things that I don't understand.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
do a lot of that.
We do that. We do that as a community. We do that, you know, even the political realm right now. It's trying to make this huge divide. Stop trying to divide and do a little bit more understanding. Because if you get more understanding, then people can actually coexist. You can coexist if you understand
And
each
boy,
other.
do we want that to happen.
Gosh, I mean, that's how many relationships work out. I mean, we were lucky to be two cancers that worked out. We're just pretty much, he can finish my sentences for me. But if we were two different times, we should work a little bit harder to coexist and understand each other, you know? And that's the part of having a relationship. And that's the part of having friendships. And, you know, you really have to understand that.
And I think the platform of political understanding, he has definitely a better platform than I do. I have a smaller group of friends. He has a larger group of friends and associates. So when there's an issue or there's something that we need to all research and bring attention to, he could definitely give you more outreach. So he uses that outreach on a loving basis sometimes, and sometimes use that outreach on a basis says bye. Because you don't, you know, some people are just going to be in there trying to disrupt it. And I always tell people, I'm here to talk to people of like minds. I want to have a conversation. I want to have a discussion. I want to come up with an answer. And that's what we're trying to do when we're on social media. We're not trying to convince you that my way is the best way.
No, it's not.
Absolutely. I'm trying to reach out with a dialogue. And
I want
you can disagree, but be very
respectful.
Be respectful.
And I'm fine with fans.
Disagreement.
I'm fine with fans, and I say, hey, I tell them, I want fans of quality, not quantity. I don't need 1 million people to love me. I want people who actually feel that they are worth something, and that they're what they're trying to present and what they believe in is something that's worth other people getting to understand. That's more important to me. It's not, you know, how many fans can I make today? Let me say something outrageous so I could, you know, gain this group of followers.
There's enough outrageous.
There's enough around. Exactly. There's enough of that going on. You know, I think that we need to actually make some sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
I think so too.
Make some sacrifices to a lot of these celebrities now. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I rub shoulders with a lot of them all the time, and I say to myself, gosh, how much of yourself are you going to sell out to become this famous person? Do you want to be this famous person, or do you want to be this person who people actually go, I can relate to that person?
And you do that quite well.
Thank you.
Marty, Alfonzo, I thank you so much for sharing this time with us.
Thank you.
It's been awesome, and you guys are just awesome, and we wish you longevity, good health, financial riches, and a lot of fun.
Yes, thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
You're not CoCo Montrese. He said, "What do you mean I'm not gonna?" I said, "Because CoCo Montrese have titties and you don't have any titties." Yeah. So what'd you say to me after that?
I said, well, I'm CoCo Montrese, and if my titties are in the trunk of my car and you want to play with them, you can.